Hey there, fellow trucker, welcome back to SnowRunner. We are riding a Cosmodrome and we are driving the ZiKZ 605R and we are going to scout out a little bit more of the map. As you can see, there's not a lot more that we have to scout, which is kind of interesting though. I thought it will take us much more time. We've done a couple of missions here and there in between, and yeah, you know, we have to do some clearance too. As you can see, there's a cliffside treefall, a shore collapse, and probably here and there is some more that we have to check out. So yeah, you know, it's going to be interesting, but first I kind of want to see how stable this is for trucks. Doesn't look stable at all though. The river seems to be kind of strong and very deep though at the same time. But if we are being washed away, we are being washed away. That means that we cannot cross this later on at all. That means that we either have to go back over yonder and take that very small connected ice path, or we have to go and take the bridge by the church. That is also an option. The best thing about this truck actually is, now that I think about it, a lot of these trucks though have a longer wheelbase surface, right? But in the middle there's often, you know, like a fuel tank or something, and that gets stuck on rocks, on trees, on hill slopes, you know, railroad tracks, etc., like what we have right now. But yeah, that is a big issue though. But for this truck, it's actually minimal, which is extremely refreshing. Which is a real benefit though, huh? By traversing extreme difficult terrain. Yeah, the rock is keeping me in the same position here. That means that we have to go right over here already with the turning point. Yep, there we go. Nice. Okay. Let's keep on going. So for a truck like the ZiKZ 605R, yep, I just had to double check though, because there are so many ZiKZs that we came across right now. But yeah, you know, like this one, it is absolutely easy mode to get over here. And it's a massive shortcut. Or else we had to drive all the way like this over here. And these two little paths, yeah, there's a shortcut there and a shortcut there. They do take way longer though than the route around. So, you know, like, I'm very happy with this right away. Oh yeah. Let's take a ride so we can take that task over there too. Let's see what we do need to fix it all up, huh? Oh, that's not so bad though. Now let's see. Shore clubs. Yes, there we go. 2 metal beams, huh? I think we could do it. Oh yeah. Rather easily though. So yeah, I have no idea yet if we can actually haul something like a trailer once we do have the flatbed on the ZiKZ that we are driving right now, the 605, because it is poking really far to the rear. I think this is more of a trailer type of truck, and by that I mean a trailer for a flat, well, not a flatbed, I mean a saddle low or saddle high. I could be wrong though, but I think I'm right with it. Alright, if we go to the right over here, we are going to the launch platform. We are going to move just ahead. I skipped a little bit of road that we have been traversing in the last episode, so you know, like, no repeat. We're so close together. Especially not where we are only going to travel right from A to B. But yeah, let's go and unlock that watchtower so we can get a nice overview over the lay of the land. Get some missions and then get to work though, huh? Because I'm really looking forward to get some work done right away. I think we can take this shortcut over here though without too much of a hassle. At least with this truck though. Oh yeah, directly we take some engine damage. It's like poetry here, right, you know? Every time we do feel confident about something just directly bites back, doesn't it? Ah, well. Oh boy, yeah, I did underestimate this little hill slope over here. Hopefully it's not a cliff dive. Nah. We ought to be fine. We should be fine here. We can even pull ourselves on these poles though. But if we do tip over, yeah, it's game over though, right? You know, like we gotta be careful here with this truck. It's an agile truck though. Wow. That reminds me of a very agile insect. Awesome. Alright, now let's see. We do have a warehouse there, but that is just a warehouse so far. We have a trailer store, which is very cool because we want to check out if we can actually haul it. Now, we have a couple of options though. Over there we have to get also the tree blockade gone, but the cliffside tree fall we're going to accept directly. The lost but not forgotten. Yeah, I think we might do that with the ZiKZ though, think about it. This is actually for logs, isn't it? Yeah, log trailer, interesting. So the lost but not forgotten one. I don't know, I have an interest in that. There's also something over here apparently. And a little road. And this was the little part that I was thinking about. And apparently, yes, I was correct. We can use that to cross over. Scouting map over here. Well, route. I wonder what do we have over there. Well, whatever it is though, let's keep on moving. Daydreaming. Yeah, man. If it was a paid job though, I think most of us would be rich. It's getting late already, so we gotta go. We have to go to the right here, but I'm going to steer left and just reverse. Ooh, make the way back a whole lot simpler though. Unless we can turn there, but nah, we cannot. I already do see the lines though of the mission here. It's a beautiful truck though, isn't it? Nice industrial, nice powerful. You know that it's made to be wrecked if something goes wrong and yet survive. Oh yeah. Let's be calm here before we do slide all the way down. There we are. What do we need for this one? Service spare parts only. So it might be like we are going to fix that one first. Right now, let's go to the warehouse. It's a very icy, slippery road around here. There's a couple of rocks, though, that might keep us away from moving forward. Like here to the left. But then again, here it's kind of flat, though, so there's nothing to worry about. Okay, there are no rails on the right side, so we can climb this if we have to. Without any issues. Ooh. Alright. So apparently though there's something going on here. Half bridges and the rest is ice. Interesting, interesting. There's a shortcut over there, but I don't think it's a shortcut to be fair with you, right? You know, look at that. We're kind of stuck on something of the bridge, but I'm not sure what it is. Okay, nothing was just poking up though. This might actually be a little bit on the difficult side to go back on top of that again, though. But I think we will manage. Let's go in low gear plus. Nice for stability. Then we are going to follow this little line. I don't think there's anything strange though in this little riverside. It also has been a roadside apparently though, right? Because of the electric poles. Well, let's scout it out. Now, if you do have a little bit of extra time on your hands though, I would say this is a very decent route. If you want to be a little bit quicker, I would advise to skip this route though, because it is very, very slow. Personally, I do not really mind though. I really don't. But it does take a lot of time. I just give my opinions though, so you can actually, if you play along or if you're going to play these missions, you can make your own mind up though, right? You know what is best. That's actually what my entire channel is doing, right? You know, like not just being a trucker's companion, but also be a little bit of a guide though, by my own personal input. Now, let's put the lights on and go and sleep somewhere over yonder. There must be something. Oh yeah, there to the left. We can rest. There's already somebody there. Poor fellow. Hopefully he ain't alone though. Right, you know, because it might be a very lonely living here. Alright, here we are though. Let's see, what do we have over here? Snowbound. Alright, we are going to take that mission later on. Now let's go and see what we can pick up over here. We are going to fix up the shore collapse mission first, where we have to get rid of the boulders though. Metal beams 2 times. Alright, now hopefully we can get something. Oh, nice. Look at that though. We can actually haul something behind us here too. This is very nice though. Very nice. I did not expect it to happen. There we go. Nice. Oh, that makes me happy though. Although I'm not a big fan of a trailer setup like what we have right now though, because you also have to keep that one very balanced and everything else, right? You know, and it kind of bogs you down at times if your truck is not strong enough. But I think the ZiKZ 605R is strong enough. Now the bricks over here, we have unlimited. Wooden planks, unlimited. Concrete slabs, we have unlimited. Bricks, yeah. I mean, things are very, very well though. We do have a mission behind us. And where do we pick up the metal beams, by the way? All the way from there. So yeah, that's going to be one heck of a mission. In the meanwhile, we are also going to check up the tree blockade right over here and a gateway to the Chernokamensky. Yeah, that's it. All right. Kind of invented a couple of letters in between. I'm really in the mood to actually do these missions with the twins here. One of my favorite haulers of all freaking time though, you know. But I also am in the mood to actually do the bridge repair at the beginning of Cosmodrome no, Cosmodrome. Here we are. And if we go right here, oh man, the orientation though, right? You know, the log crossing. We have to fix that up too. I think what we are going to do though is, well, put this one to the test. See if it's a good log hauler or not though. I mean, I want as much intel as possible on these trucks, right? You know, and compare them later on too. Not just by feel, but also by actual strength too. Because a truck can actually be weak, but can feel like a dream though on these maps. Because power to environment driving does not match all the time though, so that is something that you have to think of too, right? You know, because a very powerful truck that has a flaw in its design, yeah, that's just lost potential everywhere. That really just hammers it down though, right? You know, think about it. Like you get stuck on certain boulders all the time because, you know, there is an well, you know, like your fuel tank is a little bit too close to the ground, or your cabin is hanging over the engine and it's too low. Maybe too big of a nose though, right? You know, there are so many ways, or all-wheel drive differential lock might not be active at all times, or it might not be there at all. You know, like there's just a lot of things that we have to think about. And then power just has to translate to coverage of the ground too, right? You know, of the environment itself. Because what do we have without that? Like some of you old schoolers do know, right? You know, like I really do like my Pacific trucks. But they also have massive limitations though. So, you know, like you got to be aware of it all. And pure raw dogging in a very difficult terrain with all the all-wheel drive as an example though, it's just, ooh, especially with heavy load, man. You know? So it is difficult. I cannot really recommend one truck over any others though, because it's just so dependent on your driving style too. Alright, little bobsleigh downhill, and let's move. We have to turn right at the crossings there, just to get some more intel on what missions we have ahead of us, right? But now it is time to actually fix our infrastructure instead of just sneaking a couple of missions in between, because we could just do them right up. Infrastructure repairs all the way 100% though. Yep, can't do anything else except that for now. Absolutely smooth sailing here, ain't it? These roads though, after a lot of hardship though, it always feels like, you know, you're very hungry and you just grab a Snicker bar or something like that though. You just smooth sail over it. It just feels so rewarding. More fallen trees, of course. At least we don't need to fit the trailer through here. You know the drill. Yeah, but what do we need for it? Surface spare parts again. Alright, that's an easy fix though, huh? Especially if we do fix the other one too. Then it's just one little way towards there. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Alright, here we are though in the little northern village. Off we go with some metal beams. There you go, there too. So we got 2 of them. Now we have to follow this little route close to this abandoned military bunker, this way around, and either go over here or take this one. And I think we might just take the normal route for now, and that is going by the church. I think that might be a good one though, huh? Just the basic route for once. Alright, let's go through the middle center this time. That seems to be like the local bar or something though, right? You know, with the terrace outside? Maybe. By the way, there's nothing better though than warm clothing on and sitting under a little roof like that though, with open walls. And just enjoying the winter weather though. I don't know what it is, but especially if the crows are crawling, you know, like we have here at the background sometimes. There was one. I don't know, it just feels so, I don't know man, cozy one might say, right? You know, it just feels so natural. Nostalgia even. You know, when you go back to school or something on your little bike or whatever, and then, you know, the wind is blowing, a couple of snow flocks here and there. It's very nice. But those crows, man, they are always very, very busy though in winter, aren't they? Or maybe they are a little bit more loud. Or because there's less stuff that blocks their screams, like leaves and all. Anything is possible though, I would say, huh? Alright, so far I have to say though, even with a trailer like this, it's still smooth. We have a lot of bad experience though with these types of trailers, right? You know that they are bogging down easily, especially right in front of us, but hey, I mean, it's only fair though, right? You know that we are going to struggle here, just ever so slightly. Well, apparently though we do not. Okay, very nice, very nice. Let's pick it up again in high gear. We might switch back to high and auto. Oh yeah. Gotta say though, as you can see, the rear tires of the trailer, they were an issue normally though, but with this truck, no issues at all. There were a lot of mud though collected in front of it. That causes the bogging down. But in general though, with the ZiKZ 605, no issue though. Enough power to actually power through it. Yeah. Plenty of power. Straight up here, or else we are tipping the trailer in the back. Yeah, we don't have a crane though, like our beautiful Adam. And there's no room for a trailer and an Adam or a flatbed and a crane actually on this one. Not like the Adam that has a flatbed and a crane. I'm all over the world though, huh? With my thoughts and my speeds. And of course the ZiKZ 612 also does has a flat bed and crane. So, you know, like, it is a little bit more independent though. Although this one is a little bit more maneuverable over more tougher situations. A little bit more of a tighter axis too, which I do appreciate. Alright, low gear plus. Back into high gear. Not bad at all. Alright, low gear plus here because we are bogging down in the deep snow. Nice. I'm going to stay right here in the low gear plus in the water there. Right now we have auto, high gear for extra speed, auto. And let's see if this does anything for us. Nah, instant bog down though. So keep it in low gear plus. That single second ain't worth it though. But this is the test. This is the test if the trailer is really slowing us down or not. Like in our older trucks, like the White Western Star. Not at all. Not at all though. Not one little bit. Beautiful. Now this girl though is a hauler for real. Kind of interesting though, as you can see, right? You know how the trailer is actually moving with my flatbed. They are so close together. So the turn axis is actually still pretty decent though, believe it or not. Right? Because there's more room there than it seems. You still ought to be careful though. Especially with steep inclines, because the front of the rear trailer might actually dig into our cargo. And it might cause some interesting, you know, like physics moments. Alright, now let's see. Let's turn right here. A little bit sharp right over here. And no issue. Oh, that's very nice though. That's very nice. Yeah, I was a little bit worried about it. It's actually working out just fine. Nice. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Do you hear the engine though making extra RPMs? Just to get us through here? Beautiful stuff though. Look at that though. I mean, you know, look at the cargo here bouncing all the way on the flatbed. I don't know if it's some type of spring technology though, but I think somebody did not tie it down proper enough though, huh? I think so. I think so. Going in a crawl right here. It's our truck itself though, not the trailer that is causing this. The rear trailer is actually standing rather well though on its wheels, right? You know, it's not digging in too much. Yeah, there you go. Let's put her in high gear. Once we do have a little bit of a solid behind us or below us, we're going to accelerate. Right now, back to high gear, because then it's automatically 5 out of 5. Although it's a 60, it's not a sprinter. It's more of a marathoner, right? You know, it can be doing, if it can do anything that it's being thrown at. Water, rivers, in other words, a little bit swimming. Long stretches of road, hills and jumps and obstacles though, no issue for ZiKZ. Alright, by the way, we should also check out the mission objectives here. Shore collapse. Another rock slide, we are already here anyway, so why stop now? I think you know what to do is the mission objective. There we are. And there we delivered 2 metal beams. And it's gone, you can proceed. Indeed we can. Now we have to go to the other side. I kind of want to scout out ahead because there's another path over there that we can cross. If it's stable enough, we might actually get 4 surface, you know, like what it's called? Surface spare parts 2 times, because we do need to deliver it to the tree blockage. And up here to the north is another tree blockage. Oh, that's a cliffside tree fall. Now let's just see. Oh, right over there, of course. Surface spare parts. Very nice. We do have to do both of them, so why not, why not, why not? Let's take a ride over here. I do see the tree log trailer right over yonder, though. Awesome sauce. I believe now we have 2 of them, and both have a tractor. Again, this farmer didn't think about the season, though, or the season really came in rolling a little bit too soon for him. Anyways, that is a good thing to actually go and collect in a little bit, right? You know, after these 2 missions, so we can fix the bridge at the beginning of the entryway, right? You know, from the first zone. Now, I'm very curious about this little path, though, because river crossings, yeah, they are hella difficult. Or dangerous. Not difficult always, though. It really depends. But remember, the pioneers did suffer with their wagons, and maybe we will suffer with ours, right? You know, but I highly doubt it. This seems to be really passable, though. Just gotta be careful, slow, and practical. Yep. Oh yeah, it's a little bit of a labyrinth here, though, it seems, right? You know, with pitfalls everywhere. It's less as... Oh yeah, that is going to be an issue, though. No way back. Is it a one-way route? Maybe. Well, the ice is not a joke either here, I have to say. Yeah, the ice ain't a joke either, so I think the safest bet is, though, to go a little bit further by the little cabin. Oh, yeah. I should have known, though, huh? Should have known. It's good that we got a little bit of grip there on the ice Dorito. Alright, let's put it in high gear. We made it. But to be fair with you, I kind of want to try that out, but it seems like we cannot do it with this truck, right? Just, yeah, I don't know. I want to try. Because it's the quickest route, though. But yeah, think about it too. It is going to be a pain. For our nose is slow and the rocks are high. But where there's a will, there is a way. Oh, look at that, by the way. We could have taken that trailer too. Ah, well. Service spare parts. There we are. Oh, that's the wrong one. There we go. Well, we have one in storage right over there. That's alright, though. That's alright. Do you guys think I will manage this one? I don't think we will, though, to be very precise. Because those rocks are pretty high. And we have a little dip by the water. So just to be a little bit smarter than your average, I don't know, your average failure, one might say, you know, let's just go and take the smart route, huh? Yeah. And we can even stay there at the cabin, you know, because it's getting rather dark right now outside. So let's keep it moving. I wonder if that Tetra is glitched over there, though, because normally if you deliver a mission like that and it stays on the map, you can keep it, though, but I cannot keep that one. I'm not sure why, but it is what it is, though, right? You know, we cannot always have everything what we repair ourselves. Going to be a rather climb too, by the way, to go all the way to the extra delivery point. The best course will be actually to turn around once the right side is fixed there. But I mean, there's nowhere to turn actually properly around there too, so we ought to keep going then, I suppose. If we keep going, I should see right over here. We have to go through here. Oh, that is not so bad. That is not so bad. This part is bad. Yeah, that's really disastrous though, huh? High gear. Back to auto gear though. 4 to 5. In a little bit, we might have 5 out of 5, or we are back in 1 out of 5. There we go, 5 out of 5. Nice. But yeah, if it's going back to 1 out of 5, just put it back in high gear, and you are again in 4.5. Technically, though. It's kind of nice, though, to dance with these gears. No real consequences for screwing it up, though, so don't worry about your gearbox. Unless you keep it in a mode where, you know, like differential lock, where your truck is not made for high speeds, differential lock on. That is something completely else. There we go. 1 out of 5. Back in high gear. Oh, we are totally spinning here. Do you see it? Oh, yeah. We are burning diesel without any movement. Now, to be fair with you, though, we should also grab some diesel over yonder. But we are fine. We are fine for a small tour. Let's just stop the engine here. But by that, I also want to thank you all for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Have a wonderful time. And I will see you guys in the next episode, where we are going to fix up the infrastructure. Probably in its complete, or almost in its complete, though, because it depends on how long the logging mission takes. Alright, happy trucking to you. Stay on the road, though. Keep your eyes open and don't forget to subscribe. Bye-bye.